new meme for us to feed into consciousness.
Yeah. Because it is like a dinosaur. And I mean, I don't want to be so negative about dinosaurs, because dinosaurs, I'm sure, were wonderful. But the problem with dinosaurs was that they became such big animals in relationship to the ecosystem that they finally went extinct. But, who's the big animal in the ecosystem that's too big for the ecosystem right now? It's the it's the multinational
military-industrial complex.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Let's put the military in there for sure.
And Big Pharma, if you want to add that.
Yeah, let's put Big Farm in there.
Yeah, and then of course you've got Wall Street and the bankers, and I mean it's a bottomless pit.
Yeah, anybody who thinks that they're big enough, to decide what to do with this planet is part of the extinction. That's right.
That's right, absolutely. I have a quick question for you before I think we're getting close to the end, but I have a quick question for you. Somebody mentioned that on the pyramid, the Mayan pyramid, that there are 9 levels, but at the top level there's a kind of a room and it has 4 doors. I didn't know this before, and I don't know if this is true. But is there any significance to the 4 doors? Does that relate to the 4 directions or the 4? I mean, does it mean anything at all, or do you know anything about that?
Well, Lance, you know what? You're really leading to a good one now. I spent the night up there, back in that room, back up in 1989. So I'm real familiar on the top of that pyramid. Yeah, I had to sneak in, or I had to hide in the park until all the people went away.
Oh my God!
And it was not only a night; it was a nightmare. But what that is telling us is in the universal underworld that our species is of the species of the 4 directions. Remember, in my work, I'm always talking about how we live in the 3rd dimension and we need to be attuned to the 4 sacred directions. And so what that's telling us is that our species is the birth of our species, and the spiritual consciousness, enlightenment of our species is the issue of the universal underworld. And so these are really, really great, clear thoughts to put into place, because then as the corporations and the power falls away, because it has to if it continues to destroy the planet, then we can hold our own position clearly with open hearts while this extinction. See, the problem is the extinction's going to go on all around us. All the businesses, all the banks, everything is going to be going extinct all around us. And I think that's a great example of how clear you need to be in your mind and in your heart during a time like this. And the astrology is showing, I mean, of course, in this case, it'll be in AstroFlash, but the astrology is giving all kinds of cues as to how to do that, because as human beings, we need a lot of information about how to accomplish something like that. Right. But I think we've identified the goal pretty well.
I beg your pardon?
I think we've identified the goal quite well.
Oh, yes.
And which I think is really great. When I came on this show, I didn't have any sense of that.
Well, I didn't have any sense of anything. I was just kind of in the ozone when we started.
You're busy dealing with a cold that you got from grieving with the algae. Well, the other thing, speaking... I don't know how much time we have. We started a little later, so we might have a few more minutes. Speaking of your book, I really like the way you dealt with masculinity and femininity in your book. And I think it's all right to say, since your book, you're basically gay and I'm not, but it doesn't matter who you are in terms of understanding femininity and masculinity, if you know what I mean. And this fall, Mars and Venus are traveling together continually in the sky, in Libra and then in Scorpio and then going into Sagittarius. And when Mars and Venus travel together in the sky, there is a constant and continual resolution of male-female harmonics. And that's one of the astrological aspects going on this fall. And so what it tells us is that if people can resolve their own male-female dynamics, then they're going to be part of this clear movement toward this new level of consciousness. But that's just one of the elements in the astrology, just as an example.
Well, I see something for myself that I'd like to share briefly. Well, for one thing, you can't be gay if you're not having sex.
That's good.
But I do see something on the horizon, which is a shift beyond male and female polarization into androgyny. And that is a unity with the sensuality and the sexuality of the planet, the plants, the stars, all of it at once in waves and pulses. And I believe that we're moving towards, or that I will be moving towards, a harmony with all that is, and it will require nobody but myself and the galaxies to impulse me. So I'm seeing that as a viable direction for myself. So it's an interesting process, to have been one, married and divorced, and then gay, and then not gay, and androgynous, and I'm just excited about whatever is next. So, and life is unfolding its magical mystery tour.
Well, that
and
Mars,
you're definitely part of it.
Yeah, and the Mars-Venus transits, all fall are going to favor that intention on your part.
Oh, wonderful.
And everybody else too, because this is certainly always a core issue for anyone, as far as I can see. If it's not, I think you're not paying much attention to your life,
Right.
What I loved in your book was in your 20s, everything just happened to you. And I was very different. When I was in my 20s, I was very saturnine and very deliberate. Of course, I was a mother with children, and needless to say,
different.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain kinds of actions that aren't appropriate when you have that responsibility. But so I enjoyed reading about you.
Right.
And I love it when people tell their story.
Oh, me too. I just love listening to people's stories because I learn from everybody. I think we're living holographic libraries, and somewhere out there must be a holographic library that we can pull each other off the shelf and enjoy each other.
Yep, that's true.
But we didn't get to talk about. I wanted to talk about some other things, the Akashic records and this and that and the other thing. But we'll have to have another chat soon.
Have you read the Mayan Calendar?
Do you have any last words for everybody? And also, please be sure to mention your site where people can find your free AstroFlash, which is absolutely the most valuable tool on the Internet.
Well, okay, so for an update on this conversation just continues. Go to handcloud2012.com to AstroFlash. All right, and you'll be traveling all over the world pretty soon, yes? Actually, all around the world. We literally are going to we're going to fly to India from Canada, and then we're going to go all the way around the world and do some things in Spain and Portugal and everything. And this is a trip of a lifetime. I'm very excited.
Are you familiar with
yeah.
Are you familiar with the Oneness Temple that's being built?
The Oneness.
There's some kind of oneness temple that's being built in esoteric principles, and it's supposed to be designed to raise the consciousness of the planet.
Well, it may be already built because I think that's where I'm teaching in India.
If it is, you're in for a treat.
Yeah. I think we're teaching in the largest man-made pyramid. I shouldn't say, of course, pyramid on the planet, and this is for an Indian spiritual society. And one of the reasons I'm so excited about it is we're teaching about 1,000 indigenous Indian people. And I love teaching people from any country, but in this case, I'm gonna be working on the Mayan calendar and the Vedas, the Indian spiritual tradition, and this really wouldn't be possible anywhere except in India. So I'm very, very excited.
Wonderful. Well, Barbara, thank you so much for a fantastic show, and have a wonderful and safe trip, and taking your enlightenment all over the world. And I look forward to hearing from you soon, and we'll have another Fireside chat very soon.
Thank you, Lance. And recover from your cold. Okay, bye.
All righty. Many blessings.
Bye.
Bye-bye.